They scored. This time a leading edge, but it will result in a single. Over continues. Good straight delivery this time, and it's just knocked to the leg side for a well-taken single. So yes, the T20 format is the format that is probably played the most around this part of the world, around the USA, as we see a helicopter flying overhead. Perhaps the police searching for someone. Yeah, suggestion from one of the umpires that perhaps it's the immigration police. Let's not get into a political discussion. Anyway, moving on. Sport. That's why we're here.
Abhishek Shah, right-arm bowler, right-hand batsman.
Gets 20 overs with which to score as many runs as possible, and an over, for those of you new to cricket, is a series of 6 bowls, or if you're from maybe more familiar with baseball, 6 pitches, all bowled by the same bowler. As we see a new bowler coming to start his first over. So he bowls a series of 6 pitches or 6 bowls, and that constitutes 1 over. So 6 bowls, 1 over, 20 overs per team. So 6 times 20, 120 bowls per team to score as many runs as they can. And they have 11 players. And once you're out, you're out. And so if they are able to get 10 people out, 10 wickets, as we say, then the team is all out. And if they are all out before their 20 overs, then their innings will finish at that stage. So even if 15 overs have been bowled and 10 wickets have been taken, then the innings will end at that 15 over mark. So 20 overs, depending on how many wickets fall. As we see the bowler come in again, and another bowl that passes the bat. It's a little bit of excitement from the fielding team, because if they are able to get a little tickle on the bat as it goes past and the wicketkeeper catches it, then it is considered a catch, of course, and that would be an out or a wicket. So a little bit of excitement when they nearly get the edge of the bat there. And again, 3 balls in a row, almost getting the edge of the bat. So good bowling by the Auburn right-arm medium bowler. I will bring you the names of the batsmen once I catch their numbers out in the middle. Auburn winning the toss and deciding to bowl first, which was the opposite of what USF did in the first semi-final. USF won the toss and decided to bat first, and in the end they were easily able to defend the 157 for 4 that they scored. This time a leading edge, but it will result in a single. So Samir Khan, the man who got that single. Mitul Patel is the man who's come down onto strike. He was at the non-strikers end when the wicket fell. And this time he's hit it airily into the offside, and they'll come back for a couple. Not completely in control of that shot, but he hit it well enough to clear the infield. And they came back for a couple of runs. We saw in the first match this morning, as we see a replay of the shot, wide outside off, looking to drive, but not more of a top edge. So Kulkarni. Continuing his good tight line and length he demonstrated in his first over. Slid a couple down the leg side, one of which was signalled wide, but other than that, he kept it pretty tight. Everest under pressure early. Both teams, I believe, won both their matches yesterday in the preliminary rounds. And we heard from the captains at the toss that they were both happy with the result of the toss. Everest would have chosen to bat first. Oh, and we see the stumps go cartwheeling yet again. So again, Abhishek Kulkarni gets through the batsman's defence the second time. And he actually lost grip of his bat, and he was holding his bat sideways. So the edge was facing the bowler, which means it's going to be very difficult for him to find the middle of the bat, and perhaps no surprise that he missed it. And due to the fact that Kulkarni bowled it straight, it defeated the willow. Cricket bat's, of course, made of willow. Got past the willow and struck the stumps. So 2 wickets down early for Everest. That puts them under pressure. Patel still out in the middle, the non-striker's end. So they need a partnership here, do Everest. Bowling well. As we said at the top of the innings, he's been in this Auburn side for a number of years now, ex-captain of the side. He led his team to the National Championship final a few years back when the final was shown live on ESPN. As this one gets away from Kulkarni, that's a horrible wide down the leg side. Holds up his hand in apology to his team and to his wicketkeeper, who had to do a pretty good job to take that one down the leg side. See the replay. Yeah, big swing on that ball. So swing, movement in the air. Of course, they're using two-piece balls, so when it does swing, it swings big. Can be difficult to control sometimes. As this time they take a quick single. The man running in from cover point has a shy at the stumps, and he hit direct. Mitul Patel may have been struggling to make his ground, but the ball didn't hit the wicket, so he gets there safe. Let's have a look. And man running in, he missed by a fair margin, so batsman was always going to be safe. Short this time, Patel cuts, and he cuts well into a gap, backward of point. He evades the man in the deep, and that runs away for a boundary. I believe that is the first boundary of the innings. As we have a look, yeah, just stays on top of the bounce, got nice and high, rolled the wrists. Classical back cut. Very nice shot from Mitul Patel. And yes, we want to thank all our sponsors, including LED King. Without their support, none of this would be possible, of course. Our principal broadcasting sponsor, Sling International. This time down the leg side. May have clipped the pad on the way through, so no wide is signalled, and that will be the end of another successful over for Abhishek Kulkarni. An over in which he got through the defences of another one of the Everest batsmen. It was in fact Samir Khan who he cleaned up. Second over in a row that he cleaned up an Everest batsman. So he's taken 2 wickets in his 2 over spells so far. Everest are 2 wickets down. Just struggling to bring up the live score again at the start of this match. As soon as I have that for you, I will be able to give you ball by ball updates. Oh, and a big appeal. that looked to be just sliding down the leg side. Good shout. Certainly worth a shout. May as well put the under. Oh yeah, it was close. It may have clipped leg stump. Umpires in those situations tend to err on the side of caution. Yep, another big shout. That one was definitely not out. Height and leg side-ish, both coming into play there. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's probably going over the stumps. Another good delivery though. Certainly putting pressure on the batsman. So Patel back onto strike. This time driving, defeats the man at short cover. There'll be at least a couple here. In fact, no, they only get the single. Man from cover point runs across and keeps the scoring to 1. And again, driving this time. He gets a lot more of it, and he gets enough for it to run away to the boundary, which is the power play time. Everest batsman. His name still eludes me until I can see the number on the back of his shirt. Full toss this time. Almost certainly going to be signalled no ball, and it is signalled no ball. So above the waist full toss is a no ball and a legal delivery essentially. 7 ball over. Played it quite well in the end. Stepping across, looking to hit it into the leg side as Patel got himself into a little bit of a tangle and defeating him going through to the wicket keeper. This time he makes contact, but good piece of fielding. And the man at square leg, if it got past him, it would have been at least a couple, possibly would have run away to the fence. It is a very quick outfield here. We saw that demonstrated in the first game this morning, that on most occasions when it gets past the infield, it will run away for 4. And at square leg stuck out his left hand, plucked it cleanly and kept the scoring to 1. Apologies.
मेरी जिंदगी में आज तक मैंने कभी किसी का ऑटोग्राफ नहीं लिया, ये पहला लिया। ऐसा है ये ऑटोग्राफ, अनमोल, नायाब, इससे अनमोल चीज मेरी जिंदगी में कोई नहीं है।
आइए करे सलाम इन चैंपियंस को द कपिल शर्मा शो पर।
Presented by Prem Jyotish. For all your astrology and numerology needs, contact Prem Jyotish. Powered by Biz to Credit. Get up to $5 million for your business within 72 hours. Conditions apply. Visitorscoverage.com. Insurance for parents visiting USA. Bikaji Asli Bikaneri. Bhujia, Namkeen, Papar, Snacks and Sweets. And Royal. Saaf bhi aur safe bhi. Royal bata diya aapko.
Small steps in life sometimes takes tremendous courage. But if you have the right guidance, the journey of life can be an endless joy. Call me today for the right guidance.
500,000 satisfied clients in North America. For a happier tomorrow, call Prem Jyotish today. 718-899-6161.
LED King, serving gas stations, hotels, residential, commercial building, and more. All our products are UL DLC certified. LED lighting can save you up to 70% on energy cost. LED King provides free shipping nationwide along with 5-year warranty.
And going on now, the Honda President's Day sales event is making a huge splash. Lease a new 2017 Honda Civic LX for an incredible $89 per month. Or lease the new 2017 Honda Accord LX for only $109 per month. Hillside Honda's President's Day sales event's got it going on. So get in here and save.
I love Hillside Honda.
Whenever I needed to send money home to Mummy and Papa, here's what I used to do. First, I'd open up 15 different money transfer company websites, compare the best rates, transfer fees, transfer times. It would take hours. And then I found CompareRemit.com. On CompareRemit, I simply enter the amount I want to send and bingo, all the remittance information is lined up, easy to read. Click, 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 money sent, and Mom and Dad are happy.
CompareRemit.com, the smart way to send money home.
Ultramobile presents our lowest price ever for calling India, land and mobile. Meet the new 19. For just $19 a month, you get unlimited talk and text to India, unlimited talk and text nationwide, plus 4G LTE data on America's fastest network. No contracts, no games, just a clear connection home whenever you need it. That's the new 19 from Ultramobile. Available at independent wireless retailers everywhere. India, अब है plan में शामिल.
और अब असली चैलेंज, किसकी रोटी रहे 8 घंटों तक फ्रेश। एकदम पापड़, इतनी नरम और टेस्टी, वो भी 8 घंटों के बाद।
क्योंकि ये बनी है लक्ष्मी शरबती चपाती फ्लावर से, जो रखे आपकी रोटी को बिल्कुल सॉफ्ट और फ्रेश 8 घंटों के बाद भी।
लक्ष्मी शरबती चपाती फ्लावर, होल व्हीट नो मैदा, रखे आपकी रोटी को सॉफ्ट और फ्रेश 8 घंटों के बाद भी।
Hello, Jayadrevan.
How can I help you?
I would like to book a Dubai tour.
For Dubai tour, call 1877 Fly Jaya.
जब रो पड़े तो गाना,
जब हंस पड़े तो गाना,
जब मूड हो बनाना, बस बजना चाहिए गाना, दिलों को हो मिलाना, तो बजना चाहिए गाना, ओ गाना गाना गाना, ओ बजना चाहिए गाना।
Hi, I'm Larry King, and I rarely endorse any product, but I trust Omega XL to relieve my joint pain. Used to be that my back would hurt, but thanks to Omega XL, I don't have that same pain anymore. I knew the heart-healthy benefits of omega-3s, but had never experienced the pain-relieving benefits of omega-3s until I started taking Omega XL.
Omega XL is effective at relieving pain and the symptoms of inflammation, including swelling, daily aches and pains, back pain, and swollen joints.
Oh, I'm not weighed down by the burden of pain. It's changed my life. Omega XL, it works.
Start taking this product and you're going to be really happy with the results.
These stories are real, and so is the relief.
Omega XL offers a 100% 90-day money-back guarantee from the date of your first order. Call now and you'll receive a bottle of Omega XL absolutely free with your first order.
Omega XL works for me, it'll work for
guarantee.
I'm Dr. Loveleen Sood, and about 10 years ago I opened up a business called Simply Beautiful Med Spa, which is the cross between a medical office and a spa. Vista Credit helped us obtain the financing we needed to do an entire build out of our location. Working with Vista Credit was an extremely simple process. We basically had to complete some paperwork and we had the monies within a few days. I would definitely recommend Vista Credit to other businesses because they helped our business in our time of need.
This March, watch drama. Comedy. Singing reality. Awards night. Bollywood films. Watch all the fun this March, only on Sony.
Presented by Sling Television. In association with LED King, quality LED solutions. Call 972-243-KING. And Lakshmi brand, made fresh because health is real wealth.
Patel on 9, Merchant, the other man in the middle, of course. So Hale Merchant, he's on 5. Merchant is a important part of the Everest setup, not just with the bat. Comes in at number 4, which we know is usually one of the better batsmen come in at number 4, but he's also very important.
Rahul Nadik, right-arm bowler, right-hand batsman.
23 for 2 after 4. Auburn at this stage will be the happier of the two to have those 2 wickets early. Just puts a lot of pressure on Everest. Because they've lost 2 wickets early, probably can't bat with as much freedom as they would like. Another full toss from the new bowler, coming on for his first over. Abhishek Kulkarni having a spell. New bowler with number 4 on his back. Apologies, I don't have the names and the numbers for the Auburn team at the moment. As we see that helicopter coming back around again. This one just left alone outside the off stump, so very watchful still is Mitul Patel. See from that wide shot there that still a lot of cloud around. It's not threatening cloud at this stage. We did have a bit of rain right at the start of the first match this morning, but it was just a passing shower and it didn't delay things too long. So the hope is that we'll get through the whole day without any major interruptions. The forecast is pretty good, but you never know. In Fort Lauderdale, rain can materialize out of seemingly nothing. As this time, it's a big shot over the offside for 6. And the cameraman there got a bit of a fright, didn't realize the ball was going to land right behind him. And again, perhaps the production crew needs to issue batting helmets to those cameramen.
Yeah, that was pretty close there, and you only realized it after it landed how close it was.
So the first 6 of the innings to Merchant. We know that he can hit big once he gets his eye in. And he's with that single that he's just scored as well to mid-off. He moves on to 12 of just 8 balls, 1 4 and 1 6. So he started pretty well. This partnership starting to get a bit of momentum.
Yeah, after Auburn took 2 quick wickets, some good ball in there, particularly by Abhishek Kulkarni, and bowler digs this one in. Batsman plays it out on the onside for a quick single. And of course, we were watching the American College Cricket Southeast Championship semi-finals, the second semi-finals, presented by Sling and our associate sponsor, LED King. We're happy to have them on board and really appreciate their support. I want to remind you, of course, too, you can get visitors coverage insurance, a wonderful thing, a bit breezy, not bad for the bowlers, of course, but a little challenging otherwise. Otherwise, nice conditions here for cricket, as they say, in Fort Lauderdale, just next to Central Broward Regional Park Stadium. And this is the stadium where we've been playing, and these fields are where we started back in 2009, March. 5 teams, including University of South Florida, began our first championship back in March 2009. And it's always kind of, as we watch, and this one is played nicely into the mid-wicket area. They'll get a single out of misfield. They could look for a second, and that's the importance of running the first single fast. Did it and get a second single, a second run. And that actually reminded me of that video where you yelled for 2, Jimmy. And it's always amusing to look back at that video as we watch right arm. Nice ball played off the back foot there by Mitul, and they get a single. The non-striker sliding in. And so it's Merchant and Mitul Patel batting. Shah is the bowler in his 3rd over. So far, no wicket for 15 runs. The bowler that has done the damage has been Abhishek Kulkarni, who was the captain of Auburn back in 2014. As Shah comes running in right arm. Nicely pitched there, but to get it off. Oh, what a magnificent catch. That one came off the outside edge and seemed to be heading away to the boundary for 4, flying off the bat. But instead it was a low catch taken by the fielder, and I'm sure we'll see that on the replay. Gorgeous catch there, Jamie.
Yeah, stationed at almost a fly slip position. Probably not intended as a catching position, more a run-saving position, but because Merchant swung so hard at the ball, it has flown quite some distance and carried quite easily into the man at that position on the edge of the circle. So a 3rd wicket, and that's a big one. So Hal Merchant, as I was saying earlier, so important to this team, both with the bat and the ball, and he'll be disappointed not to have contributed a few more runs to his side. And at 35 for 3, he's certainly under pressure now. Shah gets the breakthrough to go with a couple of wickets that Abhishek Kulkarni has already picked. So partway through the 6th over, Everest under the pump somewhat.
And this is, to be honest, not a surprise with the Auburn bowler. They always show up with some really good bowling attacks. Sometimes there's no particular bowler standing out, just a good bowling attack overall. As they're a little bit confused as to whether to go for a single or not, ultimately decided not to. And Shah, with his tail up as such, looking for another wicket. 35 for 3 is Everest.
Yeah, in the end there was probably a single there, but just the confusion prevented them from taking the single. This time they will get a run. As the new batsman Faisal Chima gets off the mark. Although the scorecard is telling me it's Keshwani. And in fact it is Keshwani. I couldn't see the whole of the number on his back. So Nafil Keshwani, number 13. I thought it was number 3, who is Faisal Chima, but got that right in the end. Shah. Short, pulled, and he's found a gap on the leg side. And he's certainly got enough on it for it to go all the way to the fence. So another boundary to end the 6th over, which will take the score up to 40 for 3 at the end of 6. So Everest scoring runs relatively freely, but the problem for them is they've lost 3 wickets. Auburn, and it's pretty, you'd have to say it's pretty even Stevens. If Everest can put a few partnerships together, they will still feel that they're in a pretty good position to score 150 plus. Auburn will feel that having taken 3 top order wickets already, that they are on top here as we see a beautiful position, beautiful shot.
Right-hand batsman, right-hand bowler.
With the commentators in the background, sorry that you have to see us. Not a pretty sight. So another bowling change. Spin on for the first time.
So on the positive side for Everest, as that one's pulled, Mitul Patel is still there. He has been a top performer for them. And now moves on to the 20s, having struck 2 fours.
Swing and a miss this time. The new bowler, Sam Selvaraj. And from memory, he's been a player that has taken a number of wickets for Auburn in the past as we see him slide past the outside edge on that replay. Not a great turner of the ball, but he bowls a good steady line and length, and he's quite a tall off-spin bowler, so he does get a bit of bounce, which can be a real weapon on these Central Broward Regional Park outside pitches. You know, as far as artificial wickets go, they certainly do produce the odd ball that bounces, and if you've got a little bit of extra height, then you really can take advantage of that bounce, and it can be difficult, even from a relatively full length, for batsmen to get on top of the ball. And a couple of deliveries ago, we saw a good example of that as it bounced, a little bit of extra bounce, and it slid past the outside edge. If you don't get your technique exactly right, you can get in trouble being caught behind the wicket. This time, full toss, and he swept it away into a gap on the leg side. And that'll be a boundary. So a mistake by Selvaraj to end the over pitching. Most important thing for him in terms of execution of that shot was that he found the gap with precision. So the score at the end of 7 overs, 47 for 3.
And one of the things is that Sam actually early on played as a wicket-keeper batsman for Auburn, and here we see him bowling off spin. Pretty good wicket-keeper and pretty good batsman. He scored a lot of runs for them.
Yeah, and we saw it in the last match as well with Abdullah Sheikh, who has always been a right-arm medium pacer bowling off-spin for USF. That some of these guys are able to adjust and adapt depending on what their team needs are. And yeah, Sam Selvaraj, he's been a wicket-keeper in the past, now he's bowling off-spin. So his team needs him in a different role, and he's put up his hand and said, yep, I can do it. So it's great to see. There's Laka. Is the new bowler for Auburn, number 19. This is his first over. Another right arm medium pacer. Short, pulled, and that could go all the way, and it has gone all the way. So maximum from Mitul Patel, and his innings is really starting to take shape now. There's a couple of spots of rain start to fall here. Hopefully it's, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, that even though they've lost a few wickets, as we see a replay of that shot, yeah, nice. Just using the angle of the ball, getting inside the line of it, and purposefully hitting it in the air, and it carried all the way for 6. He follows that up with a single, which is good batting.
And he knew that it was going for 6. He just walked away from the pitch, no intent to run, because there was no need to.
Absolutely, he knew he had found the middle of the bat. So yeah, just going back to my earlier thought, that even though they have lost a few wickets, as we see another single down the ground, they're scoring at a fairly good clip here. So if they can put a couple of partnerships together, they are still in pretty good shape, Everest. And they won both of their matches yesterday, so they've clearly got a decent batting lineup. In fact, skipper Bugger at the toss. Oh, and this time he's gone. Simple edge behind. Bit of a nothing shot, really, from Patel, who had been playing so well up to that point, but forgot to use his feet. He just played a bit of a woolly wifter shot at that ball. It found the outside edge and a simple catch to the keeper behind the stumps. So a breakthrough for Laka in his first over. And isn't he happy? So Zain Shahid will be the new batsman going out to the middle. So a disappointment for Mito Patel and for the Everest team. Patel was looking good. And just as that partnership was starting to take shape, Auburn come back and make another crucial breakthrough.
Zain Shahid, all-rounder.
Shahid taking guard from umpire Wayne Nirmhard. Down to this part of the world, he does a lot of work for us in that regard. He is currently standing at square leg. It's the last ball of the over from Laka, and they steal a quick single. Made it quite comfortably in the end, which means at the end of 8 overs, the score will be 57 for 4. Keshwani on 4, and the new batsman Shahid off the mark with a single.
And of course, this is the American College Cricket Southeast Championship. We started our regionals back in 2010 with the Midwest Championship, Jimmy, back in Ohio, and follow that up with other regionals and the Ivy League Championship, which is not quite a regional, but it falls into that category. Harvard, the 3-time champion, just repeated, and we'll be seeing it's Selvaraj again, right arm.
Yes, it is, and he's defeated the bat. Thoughts of an appeal for LBW, but Max Deer just walks away and says, fellas, come on. Really? You're appealing for that? I'm a sly old dog. I'm too smart for that kind of rubbish. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, going well down leg. You got a little bit of turn on that.
Yes.
Would have missed leg stump by about 3 or 4 inches.
Or a mile.
Yeah, or a mile. Might as well be a mile. So perhaps in the next couple of overs, Lloyd, we can run through the teams that have won the regional championships to date. Of course,
Yes.
you mentioned that Harvard have just repeated as the Ivy League champions for the 3rd time. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, did they also win the Northeast Championship?
Well, I was about to say that since we're on Harvard, as he misses outside the off stump, another appeal. Umpire Max Deer smiles. Come on, guys, as you said. You can't be for real. And Harvard, yeah, they took the Northeast, which is a pretty tough thing to do. Defeating Rutgers in the finals, and it was tremendous for those guys because they've steadily built that team stronger and stronger. Won the Ivy League championship, but not really feeling that they got where they wanted to because they wanted a regional as well, if not the national championship, and did it. As we watch Selvaraj, all about 6'2", I believe he is, and that one's hit nicely. It'll go away in the gap, and that's 4 runs. So a nice looking shot there, and 4 runs. So Sam seems to have developed a habit of, as we watch the replay, yeah, now given a 4 on the last ball.
He does.
Has it been a long time coming for them?
Great to have a New York team finally win a regional.
Yeah, Even though they were way up there, we think of them as Canada.
Yeah, they're basically Canadian.
Yeah.
I'm sure they say sorry.
Well, one of the guys on the team actually is from Canada too. So it's and then we came to the. By the way, let me correct myself. I had said earlier that Harvard defeated Rutgers. They actually defeated Syracuse.
Yeah, I was going to ask actually.
Yeah, and Syracuse themselves played so well, and we had Tushan Pillai leading the team, and he had spent some time in England. This one pops up in the air and
lands safely, but they'll just get the single. Yeah, I was going to ask actually, because I remember, from memory, I was sure that they had beaten Syracuse in the final, but Syracuse, I remember they made their debut in the national championships maybe 3 years ago, and I don't think they've been back since, but I remember all of us at the time were saying, where have these guys been? They've got a fantastic bowling lineup. I remember one of their spinners, I think he had a turban on his head, bowled off spin, may have got 5 or 6 wickets in the first match they played, and they had a host of very quick seam bowlers.
I know his name was Singh.
Well done. Something Singh, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, they were a tough team. So Harvard, whether it was Rutgers or Syracuse, did very well to win the Northeast Championship.
And then we went to the Mid-Atlantic, and a couple of teams there, were rebuilding a lot of new players, and had some great cricket, great fields to play on, including, of course, as we watch. Oh, and that one almost like it slipped out of his hand.
And it must have been right on the boundary line of being called wide or not.
So, in the Mid-Atlantic, again, we had some great cricket, some wonderful outfields to play on, some fast outfields. Oh, and that's a beautiful ball.
Boy, that's a great delivery. That's pitched on about 5th stump and then seamed away off the pitch. A world-class batsman would have done well to edge that. It's moved a long way off the seam. This time short, looking to pull through to the keeper. So, end of the over, and some really good bowling by Laka here. He's finished 2 now, and off his 2 overs, he has 1 for 12. So, picked up the all-important wicket, and he's only going at 6 and over, which is pretty good going in T20 cricket.
जीना जीना रे उड़ा गुलाल माही तेरी चुनरिया लहर.
Selvaraj, 2 overs, none for 10, and as you were saying, Lloyd, he conceded boundaries off the final deliveries of both his overs. So if you take those 2 scoring shots away, he's been very miserly.
Managed to take that from University of Maryland to College Park in the finals, who are themselves a team that are on the verge of another level, getting a championship of some kind.
Mistimed pull here. First ball of a new over from Selvaraj.
Now in the Southwest, and in the Southwest we had some strong teams, but then we had former national champions, the University of Texas Dallas, basically again in a rebuilding stage.
Big shot here, and that's gone all the way. That's landed just to the left of us for another maximum. Let's call it the Sling International maximum. Another 6er. So despite the fact they keep losing wickets on semi-regular occasions, they continue to punish the bad ball, which is good. It means that despite having lost those 4 wickets, they've still got a decent score on the board. 70 now for 4, partway through the 11th over. Sorry, you were saying, Lloyd?
And in the Southwest, nevertheless, University of Texas Dallas came back and played hard and got to the finals. So ultimately showing even the new guys could put up a fight. Just pulled away. Will the field get around in time? Yes, he does.
Oh dear, it's bobbled over his hands. That's poor work in the end by the fielder coming around. And another boundary. So this over's turning into a good one for Everest. A 6 and a 4 so far. So Selvaraj, if he repeats what he's done in the last couple of overs and also concedes a boundary off his final delivery, then this is going to be a big over for Everest. We'll have to wait and see. That one is just left alone by the batsman. Good sensible cricket. They've already scored at least 10 off this over. No need to play a silly shot.
And University of Texas, the Ireland Mavericks won the Southwest Championship.
Well, he hasn't repeated the 4 of the last bowl of the over. In fact, he's taken a wicket. That was smashed very hard. But he's picked out the man on the long-on fence.
As we watch a replay.
Straight down his throat. It was hit very hard. Those are never easy to take, even though it was straight to him. But he held on cleanly. And that's the end of Keshwani. Just as he was starting to get some momentum into his innings.
And as you were saying, you know, their scoring rate is going fine. It's just that they keep losing the wickets. So it's hard to really...
Great straight and all-rounder.
They want.
So 74 for 5 now at the end of 11. 7 further overs to go. So 150 at this stage looks a long... Whoa, boy, right up there in the block hole at the batsman trying to get his toes out of the way of the ball. That is number 11, Zain Shahid, who's on 7 off 10 deliveries. The new player is Sridharan, yet to face a delivery. Number 12. Oh, big shot. That is going to go all the way. So another maximum down the ground. This time from Shahid. So he's seen his partner Keshwani, who was hitting the 6s, get dismissed, and he thought, well, I better take it on my shoulders to start hitting some 6s. And he got a lot of height on that one. It went very high, but he also got enough length for it to clear the boundary. And this time he just digs it out down the ground for a single. So again, following up the boundary with a single, very sensible cricket. Let's have a replay of that 6. Whee! It's probably a slightly longer boundary straight, and they are square. Not the longest boundaries in the world here at CBRP, but still a decent hit. That certainly made a good sound as it came off the bat. This time short, outside off, and he punches it airily through the point region. And they decide to come back for 2, and they make it comfortably enough. So plenty of runs in the last couple of overs, even though they've also, amongst all of that run scoring, lost the wicket of Keshwani. So approaching, certainly nearing 100 as the new man, Sridharan, gets a slower ball from Laka first up, and he just defends it very watchfully. 83 for 5 with 1 ball left in the 12th. As Lloyd is over with one of the Everest players. Probably we're going to get an interview at some stage. So at the end of 12 overs, the score is 83 for 5.
Amazing.
So I'm here with Mitul Patel. Played a pretty good innings, but ended before you wanted it to, right?
Yeah, I waited for the loose ballers to come, played out the good ballers, and right when I should have kicked on, I got, a little loose and threw away my wicket.
Well, your team has been scoring at an okay scoring rate, but yeah, that has been the issue that the wickets are falling.
Oh yeah, I mean, most of our batsmen are good hitters, and good runners, so they keep running and rotating. So we are always at a good run rate. The challenge is to control yourself and build the inning, because with like this game we have lost a lot of wickets up front, which is like put a little bit of pressure on the lower order.
Okay, well, all the best. We'll see how it goes when you guys bowl.
Thanks, Lloyd. Back to the live action. Selvaraj to continue and finish his spell. This is his 4th over. Just a couple of runs have been scored during the course of that interview. Yes, and he really hit the nail on the head, did Meetul Patel. And they're scoring at a decent clip, but the challenge for them is they just keep losing wickets. Oh, and that should have been another one as well, but the man in the deep has put it down, shelled a sitter. It was hit straight to him, and it just popped out. And let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, slapped it away, and oh dear, did that go through his hands and hit him on the chin? Regardless, he didn't take the catch, so Selvaraj could have had a wicket there. Oh, and he's got himself in a bit of a tangle there as the batsman, Sridharan. He's struggled a little bit since he's been out in the middle, and the end result is no run. So the end of 13 overs now. Selvaraj has finished his spell, 86 for 5 at the end of 13. Selvaraj 4 overs, 1 for 24, and it should have been 2 for 24, but the catch went down. So 5 overs remaining in the innings as we see the camera sweeping across the ground, and a beautiful sight it is. Seeing those two teams out in the middle of the Central Broward Regional Park.
Manoj Yogis, left-arm batsman and right-arm bowler.
Save that special hallowed turf for the National Championship in March. And Auburn, of course. Oh, good piece of fielding. I'm not sure if that was a catch. I think it was a bump ball, but the man at cover got his hand to it and intercepted the shot, which was struck very well again. Got to say, Meetul Patel, in his assessment of his team, saying they all are very good hitters. And the evidence is that he's absolutely right. They all seem to give the ball a decent whack. Oh, this time he's cleaned him up. Sridharan's rather painful innings has come to an end. He's probably been the one player in the line by a searing Yorker. Let's have a look. Yeah, middle stump out of the ground. Beautiful delivery. Fantastic work by our camera crew and the producers and the production truck to bring us all these pictures. Getting the replays absolutely spot on.
Special Chima, middle order batsman.
A couple of the cameramen have had balls land relatively close to them. Some big hits in this game. So 87 for 6 now. Chima is the new batsman for Everest. He will face up to Govindaraju, who has struck in his first over. Chima gets off the mark straight away. And this time, wide outside off stump, not called wide, it was just inside the tram lines, so he gets away with it. 88 for 6, the score. Oi, and this time just defeating the outside edge. Bit of a nothing shot from Shahid. So 4 and a bit overs remaining, 6 wickets down. Be probably a slightly tough decision for these guys whether they want to really go for it. And there's another catch in the deep. This time it's taken, as these Everest batsmen seem to be picking out the fielders with pinpoint accuracy at the moment. They're just not hitting the gaps. They're hitting the ball very nice. Smashed it straight to the fielder at long off. He took a comfortable catch at chest height. And 88 for 7. And that 150 that was spoken about at the start of the game is now certainly beyond the realms of possibility, I think, from here, unless someone does something sensational with the bat. Chima, who's only just made it out to the middle, is now the senior partner in this partnership. He's only faced 1 delivery. So batsmen at numbers 8 and 9 in the middle. I mentioned it in the last game. Division 3 tournament to happen in Uganda early next year. As we see another run into the league side. Faisal Chima getting his 2nd run. And we've seen
Anwar Malik, all-rounder.
the Kermit the Frog pads, made famous by the batsman who was first dismissed earlier on in the innings. So Kulkarni back for his 2nd spell. Of course, he was the man who did the initial damage for Auburn, taking 2 wickets in his opening spell, cleaning up a couple of the top order batsmen from Everest. Oh, and he's bowling straight again. Batsmen are taking risks, stepping across their stumps. Kulkarni has been bowling stump to stump, so if they miss it, they're in trouble. But so far, so good in this over. They've managed to get back to ball. The new man, Malik, off the mark straight away with a single. The score moves on to 90 for 7. This time wide of the off stump. Swing and a miss from Malik. So yes, the USA team off to Division 3 early next year. If they can finish in the top 2 of that tournament, they will advance further with a possible chance at qualifying for the 2019 ODI World Cup, which would be fantastic. They've got a good young squad assembled, fairly new squad. Won't go into the details, but essentially it's a new regime that's looking after cricket in this country at the moment. And so far, if you go by the results of the national team, they're doing a pretty good job. As they steal a run here, it looks like it may be a leg by, and yes, Max Deer signals that it is indeed a run off the equipment. So the end of another over by Kulkarni. Everest 92 for 7 at the end of 15, just 3 overs remaining in this innings, and they may even struggle to get to that 110 I mentioned a couple of overs ago. And you'd have to think that Auburn would be pretty happy with that result. If they are chasing anything under 110, they would certainly back themselves to chase that in the 2nd innings. With the likes of Abhishek Kulkarni in their batting lineup as well. Wide outside off stump, and that is signalled wide by Wayne Nemhard. So another run to the total, And that delivery will have to be bowled again. The umpires, as always, doing a fantastic job. Wayne Nirmhard and Max Deer officiating in this particular fixture. We also had Mr. Taylor umpiring in the earlier match. Did a sterling job as usual. So he is the father of the current US captain, Stephen Taylor. So cricket's in the blood. I'm sure he's proud of his boy leading the national team to Division 4 title. He also scored a quite incredible unbeaten century in one of the matches against Oman, I believe it was, where he scored, must have been about 75% of USA's overall runs in that match. I would love to look it up, but I imagine it would have been relatively close to a world record in terms of the overall percentage of the team's total. And outside edge here, manages to avoid any fielders. So it was in fact 124 out of a team total of 164. So that's more like 85% of the total team runs, which is, shows how dominant he was in that particular innings. As another run into the deep. It's just coming in singles at the moment for Everest. And perhaps no surprise, considering they have lost 7 wickets at this stage, that they are struggling to get a boost in their run rate. So Auburn will feel that they are well in control of this match at this stage, and that's the end of another over. 16 overs gone. Can't give you the exact score because for some reason it's not updating online, but as soon as we get that connection back, I'll give you the latest details.
So Auburn can be happy with the position they're in right now.
As we see another wicket, Kulkarni for the third time. No, it's not Kulkarni, in fact. But for the third time, we've seen someone's stumps shattered. I believe it's Govinda Raju, the start of his second over. And again, the lime green pads have proven to be unlucky, because again, the man wearing the lime green pads has had his castle disturbed fairly early in his innings.
So far, Mitul Patel, 32 of 17 balls, 3 4s and 5 6s, has been the top batsman top scorer for Everest, and some smaller contributions down the line, but nobody really stepped up and helped that score.
With LED King, quality LED solutions. Call 972-243-KING. And Lakshmi brand, made fresh because health is real wealth.
97 for 8. Auburn can be happy with where they're at, and it's been fun. And you're watching American College Cricket Southeast Championship, presented by Sling TV. And played defensively. So, Auburn, traveling from Auburn University, of course, for about 14 hours each year for the regionals as well as for the national championship. They've been doing this since 2010. And their dedication to the game is tremendous.
Wide this time and cut back with a point. Oh dear, and a misfield on the boundary means he's going to get 4. It's a fortuitous way to get a boundary, but they'll take the runs however they come. Well, Everest at this stage, that means they have passed the 100. It's perhaps a little psychological barrier for them and a psychological barrier for Auburn as they begin their chase a little bit later on.
Fortuitous is fine, Jamie.
Absolutely. At this stage, they'll take them however they come, as I say. So Chima doing his part, trying to get his team to a total that they can at least have hopes of defending. So 101 for 8, partway through the penultimate over. One more over after this one. Shah in the middle of his 4th and final over. 1 for 25 so far, so he's done a pretty good job for his side. At the other, oh, and this could be another boundary, just clipped away behind square on the leg side, and it will be another 4. So Chima coming up trumps for Everest late in the innings.
Just because of his approach. It's a never say die kind of thing, and looking for scores no matter what the situation is.
So 105 for 8 now. Full toss this time. It's hit him on the full. Yes, he's straight delivery. And I think that was a pretty easy decision. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, yeah, that's hitting the base of middle stump. We had an LBW in the last game, which was pretty plumb. That one is about the plumbest LBW I think I've ever seen in my life.
Well, this is the first time I've seen somebody get LBW and they walked before the umpire's finger went up. I've never seen that. I don't think that's ever been done in the history of the game. So that tells you how plumb that was.
Yeah, as we see.
And as we know, it's been a bit of a struggle to keep it going over the years, but
Andy Sudan, captain, Everest University.
American college cricket players who come here annually, and also for the Southeast Regionals, and really have given it the support over the years that a place like this deserves. And the reward is being come in. Recently the CPL, India versus the West Indies. As this one goes down the leg side, and far enough outside of the leg stump to be called a wide by umpire Max Dia.
So 106 for 9, 7 deliveries left in the innings. Both batsmen at the crease before that delivery were yet to face a ball. Dasani been there for a little while, but he hadn't faced a ball because Chima, and that is caught behind, I believe. Andy Sudan standing there, suggesting that he didn't touch it, but...
Now, do you think at this stage Dasani will have called for water?
And he wasn't given out. My apologies. I thought he was given. Must have been very close. So 106 for 9 at the end of 17. Can they somehow find a way to 115 in this last over? That will at least give them something to bowl at.
Naveed Dosani, all-rounder.
I feel that they may be 30 or 40 runs short of where they would have liked to be.
Well, Abhishek Kulkarni has been kept for the final over.
It's a bit of swing into the batsman, and you can only find the only man inside the circle on the leg side, standing at mid-wicket. So no run. A little bit harsh on Govinda Raju, you'd have to say, who had managed to get 3 for 7 from 2 overs, but I guess the senior man, Abhishek Kulkarni, he's got overs up his sleeve, is always going to get the nod to bowl the last over. Been there, done that so many times before for this Auburn team. Swung away into the offside. Will it land safely? Yes, it will. And they're going to try and come back for the second. And inexplicably, the keeper just leaves the ball and they get safely home for 2. So 2 runs to Everest, takes them on to 108 for 9. 4 deliveries left. Should get past that 110 now, although if they lose a wicket, that obviously will end the innings there. Big swing and a miss from Dasani. So 3 balls left in the innings. Full toss, makes good connection. Hits it dead straight. They should go for 2 here. And they will misfield on the boundary, but they were probably always going to get back for 2. So another 2 crucial runs, and that gets them to 110. Perhaps another small psychological barrier. Of course, we know pressure is funny things to cricketers. It always seems to have an advantage. Always seems to be an advantage as it's swung into the leg side this time. Doesn't get a lot of it. And they'll only get 1. They perhaps should have pushed for 2, but still 1 run. And skipper Andy Sudan will be on strike for the last ball of the innings with his team on 111 for 9. Can he somehow find the boundary? Either hit it to the boundary or over the fence would be a good way to finish. No, instead he'll get cleaned up. Abhishek Kulkarni takes his 3rd wicket. He will finish with 3 for 17. The score will finish at 111. They were dismissed on the final ball of the innings. So 111 all out off 18 overs. In fact, it was an inside edge that managed to find its way onto the stumps. So coming up in 10 or 15 minutes' time, Auburn University will be chasing 112 for victory and a place in the American College Cricket Southeast Regional Final for 2016. This, of course, is coming to you on Sony Television, thanks to our broadcasting sponsor, Sling International, and our other sponsors, LED King and MoneyGram, for all of their support. And I believe we will be throwing over to Lloyd, who is with Andy Sudan, the Everest captain. You'll have a quick chat with him before we look ahead to the second innings.
So I'm here with the captains of Auburn and Everest. Everest just finished batting. And Andy, what do you think of the total you guys put in?
I think it's, little low as per expectation, but I think we still have run on board. And, the pressure on scoreboard is always there. And we have some good bowlers. And, we continue to our tight line and length. I think we have a winning score here. And remember, it's 18 overs. And they have to finish. They have to score over almost 6.5 runs per over, which is still a pressure. Looking at the wind, they have to hit precise, when they're hitting. So we're going to contain our score, and we're going to take wickets. That's our plan.
So you think the wind will help the bowlers?
Exactly. Definitely. I think wind is going to play a crucial role here. And I have some decent swing bowlers, pace bowlers, spin bowlers. They can turn the ball, So I think we have still have a chance.
And good bowling performance by particularly Abhishek. And what do you think of what do you think your batting is going to do with that total now?
The first thing is to get a good start. Looking at the scoreboard, around 112 is the target, and 18 overs, it's less than 6, I would say. So we would go do our best to get more runs in the power play. Wind helps the ball too, but it also does help the ball to go away if you hit the ball. So we'll try to make more runs in the power play and put the pressure back on the bowling team. And we would like to go and do our best in the field today.
By the way, I saw Sam, who's normally a wicketkeeper, bowling today.
Yes, we do have a specialist wicketkeeper, Narendra Sadhwani. He's a good wicketkeeper than Sam, so we thought we'll give Sam a rest and then have Sadhwani as our wicketkeeper, so he can bowl his 4 overs quota without worrying about his wicket keeping.
All right, so gentlemen, we'll see the second innings. Here we are. The Everest team walking out on the field, following the umpires. And the Auburn batsmen. In this windy Lauderdale area. There's Chima, who tried to stepped scoring up at the end and ultimately was out LBW. The very first time in history, I believe, that a batsman out to an LBW decision walked prior to the umpire raising his finger. So Chima really established a degree of excellence in sportsmanship there. So the bowling will begin from the Sling TV end. We're pleased to have Sling as our presenting sponsor. As you see on the screen, LED King, our associate sponsor. With business coverage insurance for your relatives, parents.
Ravi Shankar Mahadevan, right hand batsman.
Andy himself is a tremendous leader, as are so many leaders in American mechanical cricket. We really appreciate the work he's done for American college cricket. So now the first delivery. This is played into the outside. They'll go for a quick single. And they do.
Suresh Sridharan, all-rounder.
Presented by Sling. American college cricket had its first tournament in March 2000.
Sam, right-arm batsman, right-arm bowler.
5 colleges played. Oh, and that one got a little bit of height, but Sam Selvaraj played it well. He is himself a tall person, 6'2", thereabouts, and kept it down. And they got a single. And at that time, these fields were not really being used for cricket. The stadium was relatively new, just a year or two. And local cricket was not really supported. We started playing as we watched the Yorker left player right on the toes and listen to Waqar Yunus. And of course, nowhere near the pace. That's when dug it out. No run. Dot ball. A spectator, supporter. And this one's hit in the air. Will it go over for 4? It does. Cross the boundary now. And so 4 to the Auburn total. And that's Madhavan. The bowler is Sridharan. Selvaraj on 1, Madhavan on 5. So Sridharan. This one is taken by diving Mitul Patel down the leg side off the pad. So batsman is safe, but pretty good action there by the wicketkeeper as we see a beautiful panorama of the field and the skies. Some cloud, but of the positive kind. Sridharan just outside the off stump, going through to the keeper, a dot ball. And the score after 1 over is 6 without loss. Auburn trying to get 112 to win and get into another Southeast Finals. They won the Southeast Championship back in 2010, the very first one. But since then it has eluded them. Even though they've gone to the finals of the Nationals. And a tremendous team. They show such teamwork whenever they play. They come with sometimes new players, sometimes players who have not really, you wouldn't describe as stars, but they've managed to get the job done.
Zain Shahid, all-rounder.
And they're playing Everest in this second semifinal for the privilege of seeing who gets to the finals. So American college cricket, as I was saying, started the first tournament March 2005 with 5 teams. And then we spent the next year developing more teams. And this one again in the black hole. Pretty good ball. So by the time it came around to the second national championship in March 2010, we had 19 teams playing, plus the University of the West Indies as special guests. Right arm. Gentle run up. Outside the off stump. Selvaraj cracks that. They'll run away for 4. he smashed that with a high backlift, and just there was no question it was 4 from the moment it left the bat. The captain was telling me they now have a wicket-keeper they feel is better, so Sam actually plays as a batsman and off-spin bowler. We see a replay of that shot there and the results. And this one, he hits into the offside. There will not be a run. Or the misfield. Oh, there's some confusion there with the batsman as well. So misfield by the fielder led to second thoughts about a single, and ultimately nothing except a little bit of confusion. So Madhavan on 5, Selvaraj on 5. There's Shahid. But a gentle run-up comes running in, and they get a quick single, Scamper, quick single, and they're looking for a second. And they'll get it. So as long as they work out technicalities of taking those quick singles, that could be a good move to keep it moving along. This was played into the offsides. And then so in 2010 we played 47 matches in the national championship. As Sam tries to get that away back with a point, the fielder there feels no run. 12 without loss in the second over. And then in 2011, I'm sorry, in 2010 we did our first web stream right out of the stadium. As Shahid comes in, drops that short, and Selvaraj hooks it. Fielder on the boundary will run in and get it, so they just get a single. Good looking shot though.
सौ करोड़ की आबादी वाले हमारे देश से 11 नेत्रहीन खिलाड़ियों ने दूसरी बार रचा इतिहास।
ये असली हौसला परस्त इंसान है। सल्यूट है यार आप लोगों को, क्या बात है।
आइए करे सलाम इन चैंपियंस को द कपिल शर्मा शो पर।
Presented by Prem Jyotish. For all your astrology and numerology needs, contact Prem Jyotish. Powered by Biz to Credit. Get up to $5 million for your business within 72 hours. Conditions apply. Hillside Honda. It's happy Honda days at hillsidehonda.com. Haldiram's Punjabi Samosa, real taste of Indian samosas. And before you travel the world, call Jaya Travel.
The perfect combination of astrology and numerology can remove all the obstacles from your life path.
Our daughter's starting her new life.
Today, we are the happiest parents.
Shine your life with happiness. Call me today.
500,000 satisfied clients in North America. For a happier tomorrow, call Prem Jyotish today, 718-899-6161.
J&D Furniture's President's Day specials are on now. Get a 12-piece solid wood bedroom set for only $539.99, or get a 2-piece sectional with ottoman for $350. We do same-day pickup and free delivery for orders over $2,500. J&D value, J&D price, J&D guarantee.
LED King, serving gas stations, hotels, residential, commercial building, and more. All our products are UL-DLC certified. LED lighting can save you up to 70% on energy cost. LED King provides free shipping nationwide along with 5-year warranty.
Hi, I'm Tanya, and I almost missed you.
Try the city search on the Shadi.com app and meet someone new.
जब रो पड़े तो गाना,
जब हंस पड़े तो गाना,
जब मूड हो बनाना, बस बजना चाहिए गाना, दिलों को हो मिलाना, तो बजना चाहिए गाना, ओ गाना गाना गाना, बस बजना चाहिए गाना।
Shanti Niketan Village, first Indian retirement community 1 hour from Orlando, Florida. Now offering 2-bedroom condos. Dream home for many Indian couples and single retirees. Enjoy the Indian food, religious and cultural activities, and Indian festivals. Call 352-508-7060 or visit shantiniketan-us.com.
Can Bosley regrow your hair?
This is my own growing hair that I can comb, cut, style, do whatever I want with it.
The results I've achieved have been exceptional. This is my real hair. I can do with it whatever I want. This is mine.
Bosley gave me my hair back. I cut this hair. I wash this hair. I mess this hair up if I want to mess this hair up.
I can't explain to you the way that it made me feel to be able to wear my hair down, go out on a date, and have confidence again.
Can Bosley regrow your hair?
This is my hair. This is my hair.
Call or go online for your free, no-obligation self-evaluation kit. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes, and we'll even send you this $250 gift certificate. The information is free, so choose to grow back your own real hair. Choose Bosley. Call now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Loveleen Sood, and about 10 years ago, I opened up a business called Simply Beautiful Med Spa, which is the cross between a medical office and a spa. Vista Credit helped us obtain the financing we needed to do an entire build out of our location. Working with Vista Credit was an extremely simple process. We basically had to complete some paperwork, and we had the monies within a few days. I would definitely recommend Vista Credit to other businesses because they helped our business in our time of need.
This March, watch drama. Comedy. Singing reality. Awards night. Bollywood films. Watch all the fun this March, only on Sony.
सबकी तरह मैं भी जिंदगी गुजारूं। देवर को भाई, आप लिए गर्मा गर्म पराठा। सास को माँ पुकारो, आशीर्वाद दीजिए माँ। ससुराल मुझे अपना घर लगे। बस इतनी ही दुआ है कि मेरी इस दुनिया को किसी की नजर ना लगे।
क्या माया एक अच्छी बहू बनने के लिए अपनी अतीत को वर्तमान से दूर रख पाएगी? बेहद सिर्फ सोनी पर।
Powered by Lakshmi brand, made fresh because health is real wealth. And Atlantic University School of Medicine, tuition at $3,800 per semester. Presented by Sling Television. In association with LED King, quality LED solutions. Call 972-243-KING. And Lakshmi brand, made fresh because health is real wealth.
And that web stream, University of South Florida was one of the teams that played in it. York University from Toronto played York College in the finals. UMBC was the fourth team that played in that unprecedented web stream, first in the United States. And York University took the title that year, took it back, took the trophy back to Canada. In 2011, we did more web streaming, and then later that year began broadcasting on TV. 12 without loss after 2, trying to get 112 to win. The Auburn bowlers bowled pretty well. Straight ahead. And a good shot from Sam Selvaraj, getting him 4. My eyesight, my glasses need checking.
We're a little bit away from the action, so it's not the easiest. But thankfully, we've got the monitors in front of us. Of course, again, a big shout out to the camera crew bringing us these awesome pictures, and the guys in the production van who are putting it all together. certainly makes our job a lot easier when we get images of this quality, as we see another sweeping image from that aerial camera, or the boom camera perhaps. It's a more apt description. Now wide outside off and a swing and a miss, this time by Selvaraj. So 2 overs gone, 19 without loss is the score. 112 the target for Auburn to advance to the final, to win this game and advance to the final. And at this stage, you would think that they would be the favourites to chase this down. Even captain Andy Sedan of Everest admitting that they've fallen well short of what is a par total on this pitch. So should Auburn get through and win this match, then we'll have a bit of a rock star final later today between Auburn and USF. Auburn, of course, have been in the National Championship final certainly at least once, and USF perennial finalists. They've made it 4, perhaps 5 times into the National Championship final, winning on 2 occasions, and they are the current national champions. This time short, cut. Has he found the gap? Oh, the fielder slipped as he ran around, and that has run away to the boundary for 4, so well struck, having spent 2 full days out here playing cricket. As we see a replay of that shot, short outside off, back cut, and the fielder does the rest by overrunning the ball. Looks like he overran it, as any cricketer with anything knows. When you're fielding square of the wicket, the ball is always... Oh, and he's cleaned him up, next ball. So, strange decision from Selvaraj. He's already scored a decent number of runs off this over, and for some reason he felt the need to go for a wild swing into the leg side. The ball, let's have a look at the replay, and yeah, that's an awful shot. So 2 pieces of pretty poor cricket in succession. The fielding on the boundary by the Everest player, and then Selvaraj, who was playing well to that point, has just played an awful shot, and he's been cleaned up. So 24 for 1 Auburn now at the end of 3 overs, and perhaps a little chance for Everest to get themselves back into this game.
We did more web streaming and played about 60-something games in the 5 days. So it was a tremendous thing. Of course, the previous year we played 47. So all in all, you know, I don't think you can find any tournaments that were that large anywhere in the world. And we had a great time then, doing more web streaming, and that continued in 2011. It's been a feature every year. We're playing the Southeast Regional right now as we watch a hit come with a smooth, easy run-up, and that one's played back down the wicket. And in 2012 was when we did a major broadcast of the national finals on TV. Then in again, that year we did like 60-something games. Shahid once more drops that short, pushes back a little bit, and they run a quick single. We then
Argo elementally right-hand batsman.
So since then we've been doing the national championship, about 54 matches in the 5 days, and the teams have been anywhere between 28 and 30. This past nationals we had 30 teams, and along the way, of course, you've been a big help, Jamie, showing up and doing a lot of the work behind the scenes that people don't really see. So you, David Sentence, Amir Siddiqui, Max Dyer, these are some key people in American college cricket. Of course, my brother, who passed away in 2012, was also a key figure and actually used to do, oh, this is a nice shot, but there's a man on the boundary. We'll take it. He actually used to do the schedules for those 60-odd games manually. It was amazing, his brain being able to tackle that kind of stuff. And so owed a lot to him in those early years. And here we are in the Southeast Regionals, presented by Sling. And a great job being done here by Sony, our producers, TV crew, and giving us some beautiful pictures. Show you. Oh, and this is hit nicely within the air. And it's 4 runs, as Max Dyer's signal will tell you.
So Yalamanchi is the new batsman. He's just been out there for a couple of balls and has 1 run right out of the screws, as they say. Short this time and laid off backward of points. And this time the scoring is kept to a single. The man on the boundary manages to get behind the line of the ball, as we see the Auburn players doing a fantastic job on the scoreboard, keeping all the players in the middle abreast of what's happening with the score.
Yeah, that is a thing here in the U.S. Usually when cricket is played, it's very rare to have an actual scoreboard. And usually guys are yelling and showing signals to get the score. But it is an important feature of the game and keeps the players in the middle informed.
Yeah, really important when you're chasing a total, particularly, to know exactly where you stand. And then extra important when, on the odd occasion, when there's weather around. Of course, we know if there is rain and a match is delayed and we lose overs, that Duckworth-Lewis comes into the equation. And as a team that's chasing, you need to know exactly where you stand at any given point in time to make sure you keep up with the par score, as it were, in case the rain does reduce the match. It's a complicated series of equations that enable there to be an adjusted target in those situations. So it's great to have at least the scoreboard available to us so the players can see exactly where they are at any given point in time. Of course, that scoreboard needs to be kept up to date, and that's exactly what the players are doing in front of us, which is brilliant. As we see a wide delivery here, Wayne Nemhard extends the arms, so that ball will have to be bowled again. See a sweeping panorama of the players. See the field that they've got, pretty standard. Man at third man on the fence, another one at cover sweeper. Of course, we're still within the first 6 overs, so the mandatory power play only allowed 2 players outside the inner circle. We often see teams batting will look to target that first 6 overs to score at a decent clip. It's less risky to attempt to hit over the top. You know that there's less players out on the boundary. But given that Auburn are chasing a subpar total, they don't need to necessarily take risks that they ordinarily would have. They can just bat normally, look to tick the score over. It's under a run of ball required for them to get victory from here.
At the same time, of course, that you don't want complacency to set in, because that's where you can make your errors and give Everest milk. So it's a fine line between just looking for the bad balls and just not getting on with it. And
Shot this time. It's going to run right towards the guys operating the scoreboard, and that will be 4. So over pitched and wide of the off stump, enabled Mahadevan to free the arms. Bowler suggesting that the fielder could have cut that off, but realistically he had no chance. Perhaps he should be remonstrating himself for bowling full and wide rather than looking to blaming the fielder. So dropped into the offside, thoughts of a single. Possibly could have taken on the fielder there, but they decided to be cautious. And again, thoughts of a single again. Deciding against it. They will take a single. So a good tight over this so far from Shahid into his third. None for 15 so far. 37 for 1 the score. Shredder, the man at the other end, has been the successful bowler, 1 for 21. Probably has been the more wayward of the two bowlers, however, even though he's been the successful one. This time, cut away. Oh, and they managed to keep it to 1. I thought for a minute the fielders had gotten all mixed up. So just another single to the total, 38 for 1. Just singles coming in this over. It's all they need at this stage, however. No need to take any undue risk. They know that Everest realistically need to take all 10 wickets to have a chance of winning this game. Oh dear, and this is a chance at a wicket. Hit up into the air and the catch has been taken. So just as I was saying it, they make a mistake. I believe that's the skipper, Andy Sudan, who took the catch. They were cruising at 39 for 1. Now at 39 for 2. Of course, there's a new man in the middle. Yalamanchi hasn't actually been there for long either. So it'll be 2 relatively new men at the crease. They'll have to re-establish the innings. A chance for Everest to apply some more pressure. And who knows, maybe they can take a couple more.
Manoj Yogis, left-arm batsman and right-arm bowler.
Continue to build. Perhaps we've got a match on our hands here. It's all just looking a little bit too easy for Auburn. There they are. Patel and Sudan.
Andy Sudan, captain, Everest University.
So Govinda Raju is the new batsman, joining Yalamanchi. Shahid rewarded for what has been a pretty tidy spell so far. 1 for 17 off his 3 to date. And it looks like the skipper, who just took the catch, is bringing himself on to bowl. Ooh, first ball beats the bats. The new player, Govinda Raju, on strike, left-handed. Worked into the leg side this time. Just the single. Like Lloyd might have the Auburn skipper for an interview. Just wait for them.
A couple of good players, and all we are trying to do is get in new players to get into it and then prepare for the nationals.
And what do you think of your game today going on right now?
It's going good. We bowled pretty well. We restricted them to 112, and all we are trying to do is keep up our basics right in batting so that we can score singles and doubles, so that we can chase it easily.
All right, all the best.
So Abhishek Kulkarni there, the skipper of Auburn. And as he mentioned, all they need is singles and doubles, ones and twos, to get themselves home from here. They do want to be a little bit careful that they don't lose too many wickets. We see a nice shot into the outfield. A bit of fielding prevents it from going for four, but they will get a couple. 3 runs off this over so far, 42 for 2. A couple of balls left in the 7th. So we have a look at that, over-pitched, driving, and the gap on the offside, and a really good bit of fielding that. Very good bit of fielding. It had 4 written all over it, but he dived. And whilst I was describing that last shot, part of his body is touching the white line when he's in contact with the ball. It is a boundary. But we really need to be able to zoom in. And anyway. As we see Ishwani. No, sorry, Merchant will be into the attack for the first time. So 49 for 2. Govindaraju hit a 6 off the last ball of that last over. I have no idea where it went because I was too busy watching the replay of that possible boundary.
As umpire Wayne darts across the field, as showing his speed. He is one of the younger umpires out there. It's good to see when we can get young umpires as well. Right arm, and this one's just played back defensively to the short mid-arm. No run.
So they're 50 up now for Auburn, which means they've only got to score another 62 and 10.5 overs. There's a big appeal here. And he's been given. He's been given out LBW. Govindaraju, the man who just hit a 6 in the last over. So another wicket goes down for Auburn, and they'll perhaps be getting a little bit nervous.
And as the replay shows, that looks like a pretty good decision.
Yeah, he's just bowled a quicker one, quick and straight. And the batsman forgot that you're supposed to hit the ball with your bat. Got his pad in the way. Yeah, that was very adjacent. That's going to take out middle and leg. It's a pretty easy decision in the end for Max Deer. And I love the way he gives those decisions. He kind of nods his head a few times and then the finger goes up. So you see the bowler celebrating from a distance and you think, hang on, the hand hasn't gone up. What's he celebrating? And
Narendra Sadhwani, wicketkeeper and right-hand bat.
see as a batsman, but certainly exciting times for Merchant. Fast ball first up to the new batsman to pick up who it is out in the middle. Number 1. So Kulkarni still hasn't gone out. They're holding him back. 50 for 3. A couple more wickets. Getting close to the tail. Everest not out of this yet. Boy, it's right about now they'll be thinking, if only we've got 10 or 15 further runs, could really put the pressure on.
100 करोड़ की आबादी वाले हमारे देश से 11 नेत्रहीन खिलाड़ियों ने दूसरी बार रचा इतिहास।
ये असली हौसला परस्त इंसान है।
सल्यूट है यार आप लोगों को, क्या बात है।
आइए करे सलाम इन चैंपियंस को द कपिल शर्मा शो पर।
Presented by Prem Jyotish. For all your astrology and numerology needs, contact Prem Jyotish. Powered by Biz to Credit. Get up to $5 million for your business within 72 hours. Conditions apply. Visitorscoverage.com. Insurance for parents visiting USA. Bikaji Asli Bikaneri. Bhujia, Namkeen, Papad, Snacks and Sweets. And Royal. साफ भी और सेफ भी, रॉयल बता दिया आपको।
The perfect combination of astrology and numerology can remove all the obstacles from your life path.
Our daughter's starting her new life.
Today, we are the happiest parents.
Shine your life with happiness. Call me today.
500,000 satisfied clients in North America. For a happier tomorrow, call Prem Jyotish today, 718-899-6161.
Hi, I'm Larry King, and I rarely endorse any product, but I trust Omega XL to relieve my joint pain. Used to be that my back would hurt, but thanks to Omega XL, I don't have that same pain anymore. I knew the heart-healthy benefits of Omega-3s, but had never experienced the pain-relieving benefits of Omega-3s until I started taking Omega XL.
Omega XL is effective at relieving pain and the symptoms of inflammation, including swelling, daily aches and pains, back pain, and swollen joints.
Oh, I'm not weighed down by the burden of pain. It's changed my life. Omega XL, it works.
Start taking this product and you're going to be really happy with the results.
These stories are real, and so is the relief.
Omega XL offers a 100% 90-day money-back guarantee from the date of your first order. Call now and you'll receive a bottle of Omega XL absolutely free with your first order.
Omega XL. Works for me, it'll work for
JMD Furniture's President's Day mattress sale is happening now. We have twins for $80, pulls for $90, queens for $100, and kings for $190. Call us, buy online, or visit one of our 7 area locations. JMD Value, JMD Price, JMD Guarantee.
LED King, serving gas stations, hotels, residential, commercial building, and more. All our products are UL-DLC certified. LED lighting can save you up to 70% on energy cost. LED King provides free shipping nationwide along with 5-year warranty.
And going on now, the Honda President's Day sales event is making a huge splash. Lease a new 2017 Honda Civic LX for an incredible $89 per month. Or lease the new 2017 Honda Accord LX for only $109 per month. Hillside Honda's President's Day sales event's got it going on. So get in here and save.
Ultramobile presents our lowest price ever for calling India, land and mobile. Meet the new 19. For just $19 a month, you get unlimited talk and text to India, unlimited talk and text nationwide, plus 4G LTE data on America's fastest network. No contracts, no games, just a clear connection home whenever you need it. That's the new 19 from Ultramobile. Available at independent wireless retailers everywhere. India, ab hai plan mein shamil.
व्रत है करवा चौथ का निकलो चंद्र देवता आइस जब क्लोज और ओपन हुए मून गॉड तब प्रकट हुए
टेस्ट ना कोई सुगंध बड़ी अजीब है इसकी गंध
तो कैसे बनाऊं
हर बात है घर की लक्ष्मी लक्ष्मी बेसन
लक्ष्मी बेसन प्योर फ्रेश एंड होलसम लक्ष्मी बेसन याद रहे
Shanti Niketan Village, first Indian retirement community 1 hour from Orlando, Florida. Now offering 2-bedroom condos. Dream home for many Indian couples and single retirees. Enjoy the Indian food, religious and cultural activities, and Indian festivals. Call 352-508-7060 or visit shantiniketan-us.com.
जब रो पड़े तो गाना
जब हंस पड़े तो गाना
जब मूड हो बनाना बस बजना चाहिए गाना दिलों को हो मिलाना तो बजना चाहिए गाना ओ गाना 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 बजना चाहिए गाना
सदियों की कहानी सिर्फ 3 लफ्जों में, शुद्धता, वादा, विश्वास। PNG ज्वेलर्स, परंपरा अच्छाई की।
Get between $10,000 to $5 million in financing in as little as 3 days.
This was hands down the easiest way we've ever got funding.
It was easier than buying a car.
Biz2Credit has financed $1.5 billion in small business loans and can help you own or grow your dream business.
My accountant says that Biz2Credit is simply the best small business company he's ever seen in 40 years. He's a superstar accountant.
I would recommend Biz2Credit, no questions about it.
Call or visit biz2credit.com now to get a free consultation with a loan specialist.
Mystic nature shows us how to cope with the life problems. If your wisdom is shallow, the troubles in life will come like waves in an ocean. But once you realize the deeper meaning of your existence, life would be calm and majestic like a heart of an ocean. Let me help you with the ancient knowledge of astrology and numerology. Call me today.
Call Prem Jyotish today, 718-899-6161.
This March, watch drama. Comedy. Singing reality. Awards night. Bollywood films. Watch all the fun this March, only on Sony.
भाव मिर्ची के फूल से कैसे मिलेगा ध्यान का ज्ञान? भाव लावारिस गति का सकारात्मकता से क्या है रिश्ता?
झड़ते हुए पत्तों का बढ़ते हुए उत्साह से कैसा संबंध?
इन सब पहेलियों से क्या है सिखाने वाली?
देखिए माँ की अनोखी पाठशाला सिर्फ सोनी पर।
Presented by Lakshmi Brand. Made fresh because health is real wealth. Powered by Prem Jyotish. For all your astrology and numerology needs, contact Prem Jyotish. In association with Divan, most luxurious banquet hall in New Jersey. DivanBanquet.com. Presented by Sling Television. In association with LED King. Quality LED Solutions. Call 972-243-KING. And Lakshmi Brand. Made fresh because health is real wealth.
But hey, well, it wouldn't be a cricket match without coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Exactly, and as you said, you know, a couple more wickets and we're basically down to the tail. And even though these days you can get some good stuff out of your tail, nevertheless, it's a tail. So Everest would then be really hyped up and, you know, extra efforts in the field and so on could turn the match around.
Naveed Dosani, all-rounder.
So 52 for 3 after 8 overs. 10 overs.
Presented by Sling TV. And lots of great Desi entertainment, including American California.
So Naveed Dosani is the new bowler, coming in for his first over. Looks to be bowling little gentle medium paces.
That's probably the description that would fit my bowler.
Oi, and he beats the outside edge. It's a very good line right there. Not a lot the batsman can do with it. In the end, he plays a bit of a nothing shot, and it just fades past the outside edge into the keeper's gloves. This time over pitching. Thought perhaps he'd struck him on the pad in front, but yeah, in fact it did hit the pad, but it must have been going down as umpire Nimhard signals leg by.
You know, across the country, we've been privileged to work with a number of people who are technically outside of American college cricket. As we watch, and that's a single down to long run. Yeah, around the country we've been able to have some assistance from different people when it comes to getting fields and so on. We've been able to play on some of the best fields. That one is steered back with a point. Will it run away to the boundary? A dive there by Chima. Doesn't get it.
Well,
it's 4 runs.
I would love to watch this replay. He came down. Yeah, you saw it on that replay. That was a better view of it. He's come down, realised, oh, crap, I'm in trouble here. He's stuck the bat out, and it's ended up going away for 4. So not intended, necessarily, but 4 runs the result. Again advancing. This time taken on the pad. No run.
Well, he is advancing, and that might be his style, but also I see the bowler, it's interesting, the ball almost seems as though it's been flighted a little bit, so it gives you that feeling that you should go down and get it on the full.
Yeah, well, he bowls with a interesting slingy type action. He's definitely putting a bit of work on the ball. He's not just bowling seam up. I wonder if he's bowling like little off cutters or even like moon balls. He's flipping the seam around, but it's the seam is rotating essentially horizontally as opposed to vertically. So there's a little bit of work on the ball. It's, you know, certainly travelling from end to end at a slow velocity, shall we say. And you're right, it's encouraging the batsmen to come down out of their crease. And they're not quite getting to the pitch of the ball. So effective. He conceded just the 6 runs in that over, so a fairly decent start. 59 for 3 now, Auburn, at the end of 9. Pulled this time into a gap on the leg side. Fielder running around. Will he keep it to just the 1? He does. Good powerful throw from the deep. 60 for 3 to score now.
So we were pleased to work with Sushil Bhatt in the Midwest area in Detroit, in the Northeast, Bikram Singh and Mana Sahu. Very helpful. And as we watch the ball come in, oh, this pops up into the air, but there's nobody there. So he's safe. In the Mid-Atlantic, Ernie Precious, the British Officers Club. It's now the 5th year we've played there. So he has become a key figure in our Mid-Atlantic region and provides us with some great outfield. So, yes, then of course Houston, we had Saki Mohammed, Krishna, and Kuldeep Patel.
Merchant continuing his second over. Decent spell so far into his second over. Only conceded the 5 runs. And of course he picked up that wicket in his first over. Like I said at the start of the match, how important he is to this Everest side with both bat and ball. Fortunately, he didn't bat for too long today. I think he just got into double figures before he picked out one of the outfielders with perfect accuracy and was dismissed. Perhaps he's the man to do the job with the ball here for Everest. Certainly bowling a good tight line at this stage, varying his length. And at the end of his second over, 62 for 3, Auburn, 10 overs gone, so 8 overs remain for them to score a further 50 runs. So if I do some calculations, I should be able to work that out in my head, but it's been a long time since I did elementary school math. So 50 runs, 8 overs. They need 6.25 runs per over from here to get to their target. Very controllable run rate. Of course, a couple of wickets can change things very rapidly. Auburn also kept their powder dry to a certain extent. Abhishek Kulkarni still waiting on the bench to come out to bat. Certainly a man who could take them to victory in a hurry. Oh, as this one was hit in the air for some time. Thoughts that it may go to hand, but it was in a gap. Just a single, just for the moment. Runs a little bit hard to come by for the Auburn side. The Everest team bowling tidy lines at the moment, backed up by their fielders. And again, nothing the batsman can do but knock it back to the bowler. Asani continuing his little medium pace slingers, medium pace cutters. See a view from the outfield. This time, again unable to get through the infield. Merchant, the man there at point, he rushed around to his right to stop them from getting a single. Sidwani, the man on strike. And he's gone for the big shot this time. Oh dear, and a regulation catch for Merchant has been grasped. Oh, that's what they just cannot afford when you're defending a low total. You build pressure. So 65 for 3 at the end of 11, and boy, gotta say, it was a big moment, potentially a big moment in this game. Everest had been bowling well, they'd built pressure. The Auburn batsman made the mistake, and then the man grasped it. So Hale Merchant putting down an absolute sitter at point. Could have been the breakthrough they needed. They really do need to take a few more wickets and put some pressure on the lower order. But you've got to take your catches when they come, especially easy ones like this. Merchant now, the man guilty, dropping the catch, will continue with his bowling. Can he make it up to the team by picking a wicket or two here? Oh, and an edge, and it avoids the fielder or evades the fielder at a wide slip, and that runs away for 4, so crucial runs. And what has turned out to be a relatively tight contest. A couple more tight overs here from Everest, and they're flying for 3 now. First boundary for Yalamanchi. He's been there for a long time. Came in at number 3. All of the first wicket. It's 21 deliveries for his 16 runs, and he'll have at least another one here. That's all he'll get. Just the fielder in the deep. Fires in a throw to the keeper. Yalamanchi 17 off 22. Sidwani 7 from 11. Struggling to tip the scoreboard over at a consistent rate. And he comes down and slaps it into a gap on the onside. But the man running around does a fantastic job. Keeps the scoring to 1. That's the sort of commitment and the sort of execution that Everest will need in the field if to give themselves a chance here. 71 for 3 now. 2 deliveries left in the 12th. Worked away behind square. And coming back for the second. And He makes it comfortably. That's good running. He called his partner through. His partner was unsure, but he was running to the danger end, was Yalamanchi. He knew he could make it. And he just touched and turned, put his head down, called his partner through, and in the end they made it comfortably. Good example of a bit of urgency in the running can turn 1 into 2. Oh, this is a horrible delivery. Exactly sure what happened there, but they only got 1 run. And at the end of 12 overs, 74 for 3. So 30-something runs required.
Yeah.
College Cricket Southeast Regional Championship. In the outer field at CBRP, Andy Sedan bowling his little offies, and he's been cut. Backward of points, and it's gone all the way to the fence. Again, some poor fielding on the boundary. Looked like the fielder got a shot. In fact, it was cut away forwards at point. My apologies, through the cover region. Yeah, poor bit of fielding. He's tried to use his feet there. If he had put his body on the line and died, he would have stood a much better chance of cutting it off. Big shot down the ground. And the catch is taken. Gee, he juggled it. In the end, just casually took it one-handed. Made what was a simple catch look like a circus trick, but he did take it in the end. So, a breakthrough. Few runs that they got in the interim. As you see the replay, juggle, and then he just takes it in his fingertips.
And it was great to see that replay. Wonderfully captured. And that's the kind of stuff that you look over and over on. You see it appear on Facebook in a clip.
Although I'm not sure the fielder will want to see the replay. He should have taken it clean first time. Still, at least he caught it. That's the main thing. So, 78.
Abhishek Kulkarni, right-hand batsman, right-arm bowler.
And I think it was 6 runs to win or something like that, but it was like a boundary needed or something. It was hit to the boundary. The fielder took the catch, falling over the boundary.
Just out to what's happening in the middle. Big, long appeal for a caught behind. Let's have a look at the replay. I'm not sure. I don't think he got anything on it. Well taken by the keeper, I think. Perhaps that's what the excitement was all about. It's this time. It's driven down the ground. Oh, and a misfield will concede an extra run. So they're their own worst enemies in the field at the moment. Are Everest. He certainly created chances with some good tight bowling, but they just haven't been backed up in the field. Catch going down and some misfields allowing extra runs. People using their feet when they should use their hands. Sorry, continue with your story, Lloyd.
University of Texas Dallas fielder took the catch falling, going up in the air, falling backwards, kind of like Michael Jordan type thing. But he was over the boundary, and Arlington won.
Oh my goodness!
On the final ball. It was an amazing piece of cricket.
This time, short cut. Man at cover takes it cleanly to end the over. Another one from Andy Sudan. So he took the wicket in that over. 1 for 17 off his 2, so he's been a little bit expensive, but that wicket certainly important. 81 for 4 at the end of 13, so just 5 overs left. Let me do some calculations here, because this game is by no means over. They need 31 more runs. So 31 divided by 5. Yeah, still only 6.2 per over, so it's still well under control.
वरुण आलिया के संगीत में हुआ फाड़ू परफॉर्मेंस।
मैंने कभी भी ऐसा परफॉर्मेंस जिंदगी में नहीं दिया कहीं भी। पैंट फाड़ परफॉर्मेंस
सिर्फ सोनी पर।
Presented by Brain Jyotish. For all your astrology and numerology needs, contact Brain Jyotish. Powered by Lakshmi Brand. Made fresh because health is real wealth. Co-powered by Best to Credit. Get up to $5 million for your business within 72 hours. Conditions apply. Visitorscoverage.com. Insurance for parents visiting USA. And before you travel the world, call Jaya Travel.
The perfect combination of astrology and numerology can remove all the obstacles from your life path.
Our daughter's starting her new life.
Today, we are the happiest parents.
Shine your life with happiness. Call me today.
500,000 satisfied clients in North America. For a happier tomorrow, call Prem Jyotish today. 718-899-6161.
JMD Furniture's President's Day specials are on now. Get a 12-piece solid wood bedroom set for only $539.99, or get a 2-piece sectional with ottoman for $350. We do same-day pickup and free delivery for orders over $2,500. JMD value, JMD price, JMD guarantee.
LED King, serving gas stations, hotels, residential, commercial building, and more. All our products are UL-DLC certified. LED lighting can save you up to 70% on energy cost. LED King provides free shipping nationwide along with 5-year warranty.
व्रत है करवा चौथ का, निकलो चंद्र देवता। पहले परमेश्वर, फिर पति परमेश्वर।
मून गॉड अब नीचे आओ, बेसन के ये लड्डू खाओ।
आइस जब क्लोज और ओपन हुए, मून गॉड तब प्रकट हुए।
Thank you.
टेस्ट कोई सुगंध बड़ी अजीब है इसकी गंध, घर लक्ष्मी कहलाती हो, इतना बुरा बनाती हो।
तो कैसे बनाऊं?
सबके मन को जीतने वाले लड्डू तुम बनाओ। हर औरत है घर की लक्ष्मी, लक्ष्मी बेसन लाओ। और तुम सर मत हिलाओ, जाओ जाके हाथ बढ़ाओ।
चाहे जो बनाओ, लक्ष्मी बेसन से बनाओ। प्योर, फ्रेश एंड होलसम। हस्बैंड वाइफ खुशहाल रहे, लक्ष्मी बेसन याद रहे। लक्ष्मी बेसन, बदल दे सिचुएशन।
जब रो पड़े तो गाना,
जब हंस पड़े तो गाना,
जब मूड हो बनाना, बस बजना चाहिए गाना। दिलों को हो मिलाना, तो बजना चाहिए गाना। ओ गाना गाना गाना, बस बजना चाहिए गाना।
Hi, I am Pallavi Chillabada. You are probably wondering why Vastu living is important. Vastu is not just about the construction of the home, but it's a complete lifestyle that regulates your home. Vastu Shastra is increasingly gaining popularity for its powerful and proven results. For more information, visit pallavichillavada.com. एक राह और सही दिशा जो जिंदगी बदल दे।
Sending money to India can be expensive. Your bank charges you a transaction fee, and you don't even get a good rate for your money. The result? Less rupees for your dollars. Next time, try Remitly. With Remitly, you pay 0 fees when sending $1,000 or more, and on your first transfer, you get an exchange rate that beats the market rate. Start saving today. Switch to Remitly and get a special deal on your first transfer.
From the finest kitchens in India, a 1,000-year-old tradition of Khandani chefs' recipes, comes the naan. The same traditional taste, flavor, and freshness, guaranteed. Deep cow to jano.
Hi,
I'm Dr. Loveleen Sood, and about 10 years ago, I opened up a business called Simply Beautiful Med Spa, which is the cross between a medical office and a spa. Vista Credit helped us obtain the financing we needed to do an entire build out of our location. Working with Vista Credit was an extremely simple process. We basically had to complete some paperwork and we had the monies within a few days. I would definitely recommend Vista Credit to other businesses because they helped our business in our time of need.
The perfect combination of astrology and numerology can remove all the obstacles from your life path.
Our daughter's starting her new life.
Today, we are the happiest parents.
Shine your life with happiness. Call me today.
500,000 satisfied clients in North America. For a happier tomorrow, call Prem Jyotish today, 718-899-6161.
This March, watch drama. Comedy. Singing reality. Awards night. Bollywood films. Watch all the fun this March, only on Sony.
ना ढंग के कपड़े पहनते हो ना इंग्लिश बोलते हो कैसे कोई लड़की पसंद करेगी आपको
बस beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
क्या आपने तो कहा था आप 7वीं के बाद कभी स्कूल नहीं गए
पढ़ने के लिए स्कूल जाना जरूरी है
ये मोह के धागे एक नया शो सोनी पर
Presented by Sling Television. In association with LED King, quality LED solutions. Call 972-243-KING. And Lakshmi brand, made fresh because health is real wealth.
Boy, if they could bowl one tight over, maybe take another wicket, all of a sudden, they're in the tail.
Would be a different story.
Abhishek Kulkarni is out there in the middle now. However, we know how good he can be. They can take his wicket though. He's currently at the non-striker's end. Sidwani, the man on strike. He's been there for a little while now. 11 off 15. Looks to advance. Just dabs it into the offside for a single. So 82 for 4. And with the run rate required at 6.2, every time they get a single, that run rate required would go up ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. Swing, but no ding, as they say. Swing and a miss. Perhaps he's just jammed it into the ground, but the result is a dot ball. That's a moral victory for the bowler. Sridharan, who has not had the happiest of days. He really struggled with the bat. And he had a pretty average opening spell. He did get the first wicket, however. This time drifting into the pads of Kulkarni. Leading a single. This will be the last of his 4-over spell, Sridharan. 1 for 22. Doesn't look too bad on paper, but he struggled with his line. Drifted wide down the leg side a couple of times, as he has just there. But it was close enough not to be called wide. Keep doing the updates of the run rate required because they can continue to bowl dot balls. This will get more and more interesting. Swing and a miss. the dot ball. 29 runs required. 4 overs and 1 ball. So 25 down the leg side. Again, he's gotten away with it thanks to that 6-inch margin. And a dot ball to finish means 29 runs required from 4 overs.
So 29 from 24. 29 runs needed from 24 balls. Can be comfortable, but at the same time, I've seen it in American golf where a bowling team has turned it around. We end up with last ball or second last ball.
Well, it's 7.25 runs per over. So if in the next couple they only concede 10, let's say, then all of a sudden it's 19 off 2. That becomes difficult.
It does.
Even with Kulkarni in the middle. So Everest fighting hard here. It's good to see. Went down a few overs ago after they'd built some really nice pressure. The man bowling now is the man responsible for that drop. Hopefully, for his sake, he can make up for it. As we see the LED King banner. Of course, we'd like to thank all our sponsors, LED King, MoneyGram, and our principal broadcasting sponsor, Sling International, for helping us bring these beautiful pictures courtesy of Sony TV. As this time he chips it into the air, but it lands short of the fielder, so just another single. Again, keeping it tight. Merchant into the last over of his spell. Big swing this time, and that's going to go all the way. That's released the shackles, and that's what Kulkarni can do. Realising his team was just starting to let the pressure build, he thought, well, if I can get a big one away, 21 further runs. As we see a replay of that shot, cleared the boundary by a decent margin out towards the shelter, the southern end of the ground. Straight back to the bowler.
And the wind kicking up a bit here. So that can help the bowler do something. Especially bowling into the wind here.
This time he'll just get a single down the ground. So 19 further runs required. 20 balls left to score them off. They really need to take a couple of wickets, and they really need one of those wickets to be Kulkarni. This time down the ground. Has he found the gap? Has he? No. They'll get a couple. Good running by Kulkarni, coming to the danger end. Turned, saw that there was an opportunity to pinch a second, and he did just that. So crucial runs in that over. Ended up being a big over for Auburn. So 15 overs gone, 3 remain. Just 17 runs. 18 runs, in fact.
How well they play, no matter what the circumstances are. So Nazir can get a century. Vignesh got a half century in the semifinals and 4-4 in group stages as Andu Sudan bowls, and this one's hit out into the covers. Man in the deep will stop that from being more than a single. So USF can feel pretty confident, as they usually do, about their chances here. But Auburn has shown how stubborn they can be and what their bowling attack is like. Abhishek Kulkarni was devastating, taking at least 3 wickets. Andy Sudan, right arm. Just that one through. That by the batsman, the man back to point will feel that. So brilliant sunshine right now. Bit of a wind. Nothing like we had in Boston. And this is, of course, a comfortable temperature even with the wind. So delightful day to be out here as this one, the gully moves around to his left and ensures that's just a single. So delightful day to be out watching some cricket here in South Florida, and specifically American College cricket, which is presented to you by Sling TV and our associate sponsor LED King. I want to thank Visitors Insurance Coverage as well, as he swings that outside the off stump and misses.
Still keeping it tight here. Sudan has not conceded too many runs in this over. Just a couple from the 4 deliveries, I think. And this could be a chance. Oh my goodness, they put it down again. Well, you got to say that they don't deserve to win if they're going to put those chances down. Twice they've created pressure. Twice the batsman has made a mistake and popped up simple catches. And this is Abhishek Kulkarni. This is the big wicket. And you put down an absolute sitter. Goodness gracious me.
And as you said, Sudan built pressure in that to that point on the batsman. So it was a lot of work to get to that point.
Dear, oh dear.
And Sridharan over there, and that will be having his head down, putting down that catch. While Sudan.
15 runs required now. 2 overs with which to score them. Still 6 wickets in hand. It should only be 4 wickets in hand, and they probably should need a few more runs, but been a little bit loose in his opening spell, but he came back and finished quite beautifully in his last couple of overs, and the rest of the bowlers have done a pretty good job, but they just have not been supported in the field. Dasani comes back. First ball nice and full. No run scored, so 15 off 11. It's not a cakewalk. But this is what Kulkarni can do. He should be out, but instead he's still there. And he smokes one over mid-wicket yet again. And again, it swings back massively of advancing to what I imagine would be their first ever Southeast Regional Final.
Absolutely.
As we see a replay, yeah, he nailed it. Gave it the old baseball. And this time, wide down leg. They're just giving it away now, Everest. Shame, they've fought so hard. I mean, it's not over yet, but boy, they missed a trick with it. Those couple of drop catches. Can't stress enough how important it is to take your catches, particularly in this format of the game, where wickets are so important. This one whipped away into the leg side. Get just the single though. Man coming in off the fence. Just underarms the ball back to the keeper. So 105 for 4 now. Just 7 runs required for victory. 9 balls remaining. And this one in the air, another chance at a catch. And the catch is taken. So finally they take a catch, but is it too little too late? Patel, the man behind the stumps who ran back and took the ball over his head, realised that it's not beyond the rounds of possibility. They could still force a result here. Simple catch in the end, but we've seen evidence very recently.
Abhishek Shah, right-arm bowler, right-hand batsman.
It's going to be taken, but Patel did take that one. And with 7 runs required for victory, 8 deliveries left in the match. Big shot, and that's 6 of the runs required. Scores are now level, so just 1 run required for victory.
Well, of course, Everest helped by dropping a few key catches.
They sure did. That's the third, yeah, you're right. That's the third time. A little bit of pressure has started building. And captain, well, not captain anymore, but Mr. Fantastic, shall we say, has just taken it upon himself to smack the ball out of the park. All in the same region of the ground, over mid-wicket. This could be the last ball of the match. And it will be, because he's smacked another 6 down the ground. And that's it, game over. Abhishek Kulkarni puts an exclamation point on the victory. And in the end, they get there with an over to spare. But it should have been a lot closer than it was. But in the end, Auburn, as expected, I guess, Lloyd, have come through this match. They have beaten Everest University to book a place in the final against the Bulls. And we will bring you that final in about half an hour's time.
That was an awesome replay there, showing how high that fielder jumped to take that catch. But ultimately, you know, it was hit too high and hard, and it was 6.
Off their 18 overs, and then they chased it down 117 for 5 with exactly 1 over to spare. So, as I say, they advanced to the final against the USF Bulls, and we will bring you that match in about half an hour. And, yeah, congratulations to Auburn University.
So, as Jamie heads off to talk with the captains, just a final wrap-up. That 6 took Auburn to 117 for 5 off 17 overs, winning comfortably in the end. Abhishek Kulkarni not out 30 off 15 deliveries with 4 sixes.
So I'm just here with the 2 captains. We've just seen the conclusion of the second semi-final of this, the American College Cricket Southeast Championship. And firstly to you, Andy, firstly commiserations on the loss, but your guys fought really hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, we knew from the start that we are defending a low total, 111 runs and limited over, you know, though we had 18 overs. And we set up our fielders in a way that we're going to take catches. And the guy who scored most of the runs, you know, as you can see, you know, he was dropped thrice. So in this kind of, you know, tight run rate, you cannot afford to lose catches.
Appreciate all your efforts, Andy. Pass on our best to your team and hard luck. And to you, Bhargav, firstly, congratulations on a fantastic win, but it was a close run thing in the end.
We always knew the low-scoring games are always close, but I give a lot of credit to my bowlers. They made us defend only a low score. They bowled stick to stick, and we got a decent start, I would say, and we kept the scoreboard ticking by taking singles and all, and it's the finisher, our Abhishek Kulkarni, who's specialist in that, and he finished the game for us, which was quite good. A couple of things went our way, but we take it at the end of the game, but we'll make sure that we'll come back good in the finals with good fielding effort and all-round effort in the field.
Absolutely. Well, good luck. You've got your way to the final, so that's the first step, and good luck with the next step. So we will bring you that final, USF Bulls versus the Auburn Tigers, in about half an hour's time. But for now, well done to Auburn, and we will see you soon for the grand final.